Hi, Dr. Patty here. If you haven't watched the first lesson, which is the overview of the MEBES signature system, you need to go do that first because I've set up the context of how it works, why it works, and how you can use it in your clinical work. The lesson today is about the first letter of the MEBES signature system, and that's M for mind or the mental realm. Now, when we think about the 5 parts of the sexual self, mind, emotions, body, energy, and spirit, I've got to tell you, the biggest trouble that my clients get themselves in is their thinking self. What is in the mind is the BS that our clients carry, and what do you think that is? Yeah, you're right. It's that kind of BS, but it's for the most part their belief system. So the thoughts that they think over and over and over again become beliefs that form their belief system. They're thinking things like, this is going to be familiar, every other couple in the world at our age is having more sex than we are. Okay, such a common one. Also in the mental realm is misinformation. And you know, today we live in an era where all you need to do is get on your smart device and ask Dr. Google for information, right? Here's one example. How long should it take until a woman experiences her orgasm through cunnilingus or oral sex on her body? That kind of thing. Or, I have a mass or a lump or a cyst and I need to know what that is, so I've got Dr. Google to diagnose it. That kind of information is part of the mental realm and can be really tricky, and part of what we as clinicians need to help our clients to correct the wrong information that they're thinking, right? I think that one of the biggest elements of the mental realm that gets in a client's way is negative self-talk. I see it all the time. It's that constant tape playing, even though we don't have tapes today, I know. But okay, we'll call it the constant, continual MP3 in the brain that's going on and on and on, saying things to ourselves like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not strong enough, my erections aren't hard enough, I don't orgasm fast enough. You know how that goes. Whatever that negative self-talk is, and I'll talk more about that in an upcoming lesson about the body in the MEBES signature system. That negative self-talk about body image is so toxic. There's also something else that's going on today in our world, and that is that so many of our clients are living on electronic devices. Honestly, I don't know why it's called a smartphone. It should be called something like an interruption device rather than a smartphone. I know that my clients spend way too much time adhering to things like a ping or a notification on their smartphone while they may even be having sex or making love. I see it all the time when I go out to a restaurant, like you probably do, and I see what looks like an intimate couple, and they're sitting across from one another at a table or a booth, and each of them is on their phone. Honestly, I want to walk over to them and say, you're missing out on the moment, folks. This is a disconnect. This is where people are really living an e-life and not being present. And you know, being present is actually a mind issue. It's necessary actually to teach our clients how to tame their minds to be here now. Taming the mind to live neck down instead of neck up. So many of my clients, males, females, and non-binary, are living in that neck up state during sex or before sex or even after sex. They're having persistent thoughts that then create anxiety and worse, performance anxiety, which you may think is about emotion, but is actually a thinking problem. Performance anxiety is the biggest culprit that stops people from being present, being in their body, and connecting with themselves and or a partner. Then there is the aspect of fantasy in the mental realm. I could talk to you for hours about this topic, a favorite of mine. Fantasies can either hijack a person from being present for themselves or with their partners, or on the other side of the spectrum, fantasy can infuse the provocative stimulation that's needed to get into sex. There are also many aspects that relate to myths that people carry, similar to misinformation, but the mythology about what people are telling themselves should be. Years ago, I had the privilege of being the patient, and I already was a student of Dr. Albert Ellis. Dr. Ellis was a world-renowned sex therapist, researcher, author, and psychologist. One of the expressions he taught me, and this is part of his legacy, is to stop shoulding on yourself. S-H-O-U-L-D-I-N-G. When I tell my clients, stop shoulding on yourself. Stop the self-judgment. Stop putting yourself in a pressure cooker. It's all about their thinking. There are clients who speak in a language where they say things to me like, Dr. Patty, I'm broken, or I can't do that. And this is also a mind issue. We need to be able to help our clients to reframe and redirect thoughts and language. That's their inner monologue and inner dialogue that they hear, or even how they speak to themselves or out loud that can be so self-harming. I once had a cisgendered female client come to me with her husband, and she literally introduced herself by putting her hand out and saying to me, "Hi, my name is Janet, and I'm a victim of childhood sexual abuse." Really. Every 3 sentences, she would say, "I'm the victim of sexual abuse from my childhood." Well, our work was about reframing that self-talk, and I assigned her to rewrite her sexual story to change her script. And guess what? It worked. She never said that again. So negative self-talk can be the toxic element or ingredient that blocks us or stops us from experiencing ultimate pleasure. Finally, in the mental realm, the concept of good enough. There's so much talk and so much imagery and just so much media about ideal sex, perfect sex, and there's no such thing. Sex is different every time, even with the same person, the same body, and the same sexual or other response cycle. There is a concept of good enough sex that Dr. Barry McCarthy and Michael Metz constructed that can help our clients to calm down a bit, to let go of some of that idealistic thinking and allow them to be in the moment and experience the joy of what is. So I want you to help your clients clear these boulders in the mental realm as their clinician, and you're going to see miracles happen, I assure you. I want you to tune in to learn more about the rest of the MEBES model or signature system. The next lesson is on the E for the emotional realm. So be sure you also check that out, and my new Britain's High Achievers Mastermind program at BritainMastermind.com. I hope to see you in the next lesson. Until then, take care and bye-bye.